Hi guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, Glam By Sam. If you're new here, don't forget to click subscribe if you want new beauty videos 3 to 5 times a week. And if you are already a subscriber, then of course, hi, welcome back. So glad you're watching again. So in today's video, I'm going to be roasting my 2020 makeup purchases. I told you guys on my Instagram stories that I was thinking about doing a video where I basically review or do a throwback to the makeup I bought in 2020 and basically say you which products I wish I didn't buy and which ones I really like still to this day. And then one of my followers, I think it was Margaret's Vanity, I will link her Instagram in the description box. She actually suggested to call it the roasting my makeup I tried in 2020 video, or not, but I think I'll do a separate video of the products that I'm glad I bought if you guys want to see that. So if you know a nice name for that, then definitely let me know. But in today's video, we're basically going to talk about the products that I just wish I didn't buy and kind of roasting my decision to buy these products. They're not necessarily bad products, but I just didn't need them, or I really could have known that they weren't that good. So if you want to see which products I regret buying in 2020, then please keep watching. So the first palette I want to talk about is the Kylie Cosmetics Sipping Pretty palette, and I actually still have this palette because I don't dislike this palette. I definitely think it is a nice palette, and I also think it is underrated. As you can see, it has a lovely variety of colors. There are so many options you can do, and overall it's just a really good neutral palette with some pops of blues and pinks. So this is definitely a nice palette. However, I don't really use it a lot anymore, and the reason why I want to roast my decision to buy this palette is basically the amount of money I paid for this. I live in Europe, so we couldn't get Kylie Cosmetics back then here, so we just had to pay shipping and duties and taxes. And I think overall with this palette, I actually ended up paying about 85 euros for this, which is kind of stupid because this palette is not worth 85 euros. I believe it was already $60 on the website, which is a crazy amount for an eyeshadow palette. It was the first eyeshadow palette I bought that was this expensive. And now looking back at that price at $60 or even the 85 that I ended up paying for this, I couldn't have gotten a Pat McGrath palette on sale or a Natasha Denona palette. Why did I decide to get this palette? It is a nice palette, don't get me wrong. If you get it on sale, I think you'll like it, but it's nothing too special. This is kind of just sitting in my drawer, and I just wish I didn't spend the money I worked so hard for to buy this. Then the next product I want to roast, or I really just didn't like, is the Florence by Mills Like a Light Skin Tint. And I actually declared this, but I'll insert a photo right now what it looks like. But this is basically a tinted moisturizer, and I've already talked about this product on my channel and told you guys why I didn't like it. I didn't like the consistency. It was a little thick. At first when I tried it, I thought it was nice, but then I was trying it more and I felt like it was getting hard to blend. I just didn't like it. And the smell was so bad. I'm not entirely sure what the smell was like, but it really wasn't smelling good. At first I thought maybe it's expired, but then I saw a lot of people complaining about the scent. So I think it's just the scent of the product, and it just wasn't a nice scented moisturizer. So I ended up decluttering it, but I'm kind of sad that I bought this. Then the next makeup purchase is actually a really pretty product, but I just don't use it. And that is the ColourPop Super Shock Shadows. And the thing I purchased is the Dreamery Super Shock Vault. I'll insert a photo right here too. And basically this is a vault with 9 Super Shock shadows, and don't get me wrong, the Super Shock shadows are pretty, but I do feel like they're a little bit overrated. They are pretty, but I find a lot of them to be really glittery. They just kind of go all over my face, and it is just a little bit annoying. And I actually don't find myself reaching for single shadows like those, and that's really sad, but I just have palettes with good shimmers. I like palettes that have good shimmers in there, so whenever I pick a palette to use, I kind of pick a palette that already has a nice shimmer in there, and I never really feel the need to add a Super Shock shadow on top. Now, besides that, I have heard from a lot of people that they dry out so fast. Mine haven't dried out, but to be honest, there are still a few that I just haven't used. I just wish I didn't spend my money on this because this vault was around $30. It was on sale, but still, it was quite a lot of money for a product you don't use. Those are the ColourPop Super Shock Shadows. If you're into single shadows and you like the kind of consistency and texture, then maybe you will like these, but they're just not for me. Then the next purchase that I highly regret buying is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit. I will also insert a photo right now because I actually have decluttered all of these products. The reason why I regret buying this palette is just because it has 6 shades, and from that 6 shades I think I could use 2 of them, and I just wasn't reaching for it. The formula looked nice, I mean it looked nice on the skin, but I just wasn't reaching for it because there were 4 shades that I just couldn't use, so I feel like it was kind of taking up space in my collection. I have to say I did buy this on sale. It was about 20 euros, but still 20 euros, it's too much for a product that you don't use. So I actually decided to declutter this from my collection so someone else could use it, because it would be such a waste if those 4 shades didn't get used. But it is a pretty palette. I just knew buying this that it wouldn't work for my skin tone because I am of course really fair and those shades look pretty deep, but for some reason I decided to buy it and I'm kind of angry at myself for doing that. Then another product I really shouldn't have bought is the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette, and don't get me wrong, this is a pretty palette, but I already had all of these shades in my collection. I'll insert the photo again. So as you can see, it is a really pretty palette. I just didn't use it. I think it took me like a month to use it, and then I maybe used it like 2 times, and every time I created a look I wasn't even that big of a fan of how it turned out, and it was just really disappointing because I've probably spent another 30 euros on that palette and it just didn't get used. So this was really a palette that I shouldn't have bought. I don't collect Huda Beauty palettes. I only have the Mercury Retrograde right now, and that is a beautiful palette, but I really didn't need the Desert Dusk palette. And then the last product I really didn't like is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I think that's what it's called. And this was actually on sale sometimes, so I decided to pick it up because it looked so pretty. And this is kind of an issue that I buy things because it looks cute, the packaging looks cute, and the packaging of this looks super cute. I love how the shades look in the pans, but this product just wasn't it for me. All 4 shades are really shimmery. You can use them as a blush or a highlighter, I believe. And every time I would apply it, I really noticed the smell. This palette has such a strong smell. It really smells like peaches, but more of like an artificial peach. And I really like peach fruit, but every time I smell like an artificial peach, I just don't like it. So for me, every time I would open this palette, I would smell that artificial peach scent, and I just wasn't a fan of it. So I ended up not really reaching for it, and really I can see why it is on sale. It is just not my favorite palette. So I really shouldn't have bought that because I ended up decluttering that one too. Okay guys, and this was it for my roasting my 2020 makeup purchases. I really hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope this didn't come across too negative. I think it's always a good idea to look back at your purchases and know which one were smart and which one really weren't that smart, so that you can learn from your mistake and you're not buying makeup again that you're not going to use, basically. So I would love to hear in the comment section what a product was that you bought that you really regretted buying and you really wish you didn't buy, basically. And if you did enjoy this video, then I would absolutely love it if you gave it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you don't want to miss any of my videos. All of these things would help me so much with my channel, and I'd really appreciate it. But with that said, I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. I really hope you have an amazing day, and I really hope to see you in my next video. Bye!